Hello, this is Fire. I am now on version 5020, which means that we have the next redesign of Paladin. The Paladin cards have now changed pretty substantially. The previous Paladin version was very, very powerful. It was also a bit too easy to work with, a bit too strong in basically all scenarios. So we now have a slightly toned down version that plays around some slightly different themes. The allies are now now a bit different. The turret is now dealing damage and slowly getting stronger instead of being a shock turret. And the shield is still doing the same thing it was before. It's just, the difference is it is doing slightly less and it is no longer giving energy to when upgraded. We now also have Rallying Command to trigger the actions of all of your allies twice, which is pretty nifty. But the theme that I'm here to play with today is goading. And so you can see that on like goading stare, which is it is trigger the action of an enemy. And there are a few cards that will do this. If we go to trigger the action, you can see that we have interesting, I didn't pull up provoking. Okay, trigger its action, that's why. So, there are, I guess, 5 total, so trigger its action. We have 3 here, so we've got Goading Bolt, deal damage, trigger its action, 6x2 damage to the first enemy, trigger its action. This is a monster card, we won't see this one. But we have also these two, which will also be ways to trigger enemy actions. Why would we want to do that? Well, Paladin has another mechanic called counterattack. And counterattack says that whenever we fully block an attack, we lose a counterattack rank and we get a free double slash. And a double slash is a 5x2 strike, which is pretty nice. So the idea here is we will, and then Guarding Tactics also gives us Reflect, which means that things that attack us take damage, which is good for us, less good for them. So that's kind of our key pieces here. So we're going to have counterattacks, which we will use to deal damage back to enemies. We'll buy our stuff from our market. So the deck here, we have Blinding Shield, which is our weak source. We have Careless Defense, which is our tough source. Which is our common goad card. Frozen Hide is mainly our tough source. And we have Voltaic Surge, which now just generates energy for us. And we use that energy on Guarding Tactics, which is Reflect and Counterattack, and we lose energy to get Shield. So that's the main thing. Quick Start is now gain 2 mana and energy 1. Gain powerful 1 this turn if you are supercharged. So primarily we're using it to get energy. We can use supercharged occasionally, mostly like in fights where we just need to get some damage out. But by and large, we will be getting damage through these counterattacks and won't be supercharging that often. In our actual card pool, we have various cards. I don't think I actually want Warcry. It is a way to get Purity, but it's kind of the most awkward way to get Purity because the Mighty and the Critical are less valuable to us and it's pretty expensive. I'm trying to think. There was a card that I was thinking that I wanted to do here, to add in here that I didn't have. I can't remember now what it was. So I'll go over the rest of the card pool here in a moment after I figure out. Oh, it's Barbed Strike to get more Reflect. Because, yeah, there are not many ways to get Reflect. But we want both of them. So Forbidden Rites, Summon Shades. Shades are nice because they will attack us and give us counterattack stuff. They are relatively safe to goad, especially once we have enough Reflect up that goading immediately kills them. Our other epics, we have Sprite of Vigor, which is just good mana. Provoking Shove, which is an on-theme thing. I am less a fan of this one. I think triggering an action twice tends to be a much bigger risk, especially since this doesn't protect us as well, especially against bosses. But I think it's an interesting card. I think it's worth trying. Empower works with our a lot of our things. We do have ways to get plated. It works with our energy, I believe, and it'll work with... I'm not actually certain if it will work with energy. I kind of want to see that. But it'll work with the Reflect and the Counterattack, and that's nice. Mind Probe. Changing enemy action... Oh, sorry, epics. Charge Shield. It's more shield. We just kind of want shield. Scramble. Shocks enemies, changes their actions, which can be useful because there are some turns that you want to change. Sanctity is draw and cleanse. Arcane Silence used to be Dispel Magic. It is now Cleanse and Apply Arcane to all enemies, which is interesting. It's a very different sort of thing. It is no longer dispelling enemies. It's not a very different sort of thing. It's mostly the same thing, but it's more expensive and it's not guaranteed. So against like Emerald Dragon, this is now a lot worse than it was before. But in fights like Drakes, it's very nice because you only get rid of 1 evasion most of the time, but against Drakes, like getting that extra 10 damage against all of them is nice. And we have Elemental Barrier, which is going to give us all the various barriers. In the rest of our card pool, we mostly have mana, just various mana cards that are pretty good. We have Goading Bolt, which is damage and triggers an action, which again is kind of our theme. We have more Guardian Tactics because we need more Reflect. Calculated Deception is just a nice supplement. It's some purity, it's some wit, it lets us get some more damage out of other things. And mostly we will be transforming temporary cards that we create because I am bad at choosing cards that are actually in the deck to change. Volt Transfer is just some draw. Charge Strike is also mostly just some draw. Barb Strike you just saw. Trial by Fire is more tough, which we need for the Endure, which lets us convert tough into plated. And Blazing Ritual is just mana, because the deck can use a lot of mana sometimes. Alright, let's go. See how this will work out. We'll just... Vindictive Aura is hard to pass up, although we are rarely taking health damage, which makes it much, much less valuable, because our goal is to almost always have shield up. This, though, is relatively low value because we'll probably find another weapon. Shock Amulet has some use, so I'll take it. Unfortunately, we don't have the Shock mid-boss, and we don't have any Shock elementals. We do get to fight 3 elites, though. Hopefully, we'll have a reroll token by here, which we will spend on trying to get Toughen. And we'll start here. I'm actually okay taking a Thorn Whip because it's kind of on theme for us. So we could supercharge. I do want this shield though. I'm going to show off one of the things I think. So one of the tips here that I have on how to play around this is while you are supercharged, if the last 2 energy you lose here would make you, is your last, if the 2 energy you lose is your last 2 energy, then you will actually get shield. Because normally when you're supercharged, you shock the enemy. And on this patch, it is the front enemy gets shocked. But if you don't want to shock the front enemy, if you actually want that shield, you can do that. And there we go. I actually got the shield because I was not supercharged once the shield portion of the card came into effect. So you can see here we get the charge ups from the level 1 passive, and we get the double slash from our counter attack. Easy fight. Do I want the Thorn Whip more than I want the Calculated Deception? Probably not, but I think having extra Reflect is nice. And we may not get another chance at that, whereas we will probably get another chance at Calculated Deception. Okay, so a little bit unfortunate because we didn't get any shield turn 1. We didn't get any tough or anything, but we did get a lot of counterattack, which is something. I think we do want to play this, to apply weak to everything. Alright, do we want to supercharge? I don't... maybe. If we're going to, I need to do it now. Yes, we'll supercharge. Okay. Gives us temporary powerful that we're not going to use. So this works out nicely for us. Unfortunately, we now don't have any shield, which means that we're going to take damage from this leech, but we can also supercharge again. Sure. And that didn't actually help us, but it didn't hurt us. And really, that's good enough. So yeah, we lost a little bit of health there. Part of it to the turn 1, part of it to the other thing. I do want draw eventually. I kind of want to start with some mana. Scroll of Recall is nice because we are trying to hit 0 a decent amount. Okay. We can Voltaic Surge into Blinding Shield. Let's actually do this first, I think. Okay. So the question becomes, do I want to supercharge? I think the answer is yes. And then I can guarding tactics to get my shield back. And we have plenty of shield, a decent amount of reflect. And we want to play that before it can get deleted to the overdraw. Strategy. Bonk, 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 bonk. Supercharge. Bonk, bonk. Play that. Okay. So we're actually fine here with this going off because this temporary plated isn't going to affect us at all. And we're also fine with freezing ourselves because we just don't care. Like that. Supercharge. And this should get us the kill. Alright. Arcane Aegis is actually pretty good for us as well. So this used to be Cursed Shield, which was pretty bad. Now it applies Arcane to any enemy, and then we get Shield if it triggers an Arcane detonation, which is nice. So, for example, let me think. Let's pass out weak. Let's blow up that one. I think we want it to die first. We aren't going to be able to get the energy for that, but it's fine. Draw some cards. We could supercharge here. Yeah, let's go ahead and supercharge. It'll be fine. And yeah, we can do this to get out supercharged safely. And there we go. And we get the kill on that one off of the reflect. I think we just take the barbed strike. I think we just want the additional reflect access. I think we are at the point where I probably upgrade a mana card. It's that or I upgrade the Arcane Aegis. I think upgrading the Arcane Aegis makes a lot of sense. And that keeps it relevant longer. I think we can afford to maybe cut the barbed, whatchamacallit, now that we have the Thorn Whip, now that we have the barbed strike. I don't think we necessarily need both. Okay, so goading here is fun, because now we just get extra doom, which is actually good for us. Oh, I can get extra shield off this, but we don't care. If I'm not going to care, then I may as well just get... Alright. So yeah, we now are at much more doom than we should be, which is nice. It's very helpful. We appreciate the assist. Alright, and we don't actually need the shield this turn, so should have done that first, I guess. But bonky bonk. That's going to get us a bunch of shield, which is immediately going to convert into a bunch of shock. And we're just going to end the turn. Let's do this again. Unfortunately, just East of Purity, but you know. Do we want to get... Yeah, we'll go ahead and do that. Because we have... Oh, right. This attack I determined earlier. That attack gets stronger each time it's used. Which isn't immediately obvious. But it means that goading it can result in taking more damage than you're expecting. Supercharge. Get more damage out. Use that trick to get the shield back. Get the energy. Get the shield. Do the damage. Get tough. End the turn. Okay, so we need a little bit more damage. Hopefully we can find it here. I have a bit more damage right now than I normally would in this deck. Elemental Barrier, Mana Font. I think we just take the Mana Font. These are all fine, but Mana Font we're not going to be offered again, and it's mana. Starting tough is nice. That makes it a lot easier to avoid having problems with early turns where if you don't get a tough source early, you can take a lot of damage. Oh, this bumps all the way up to Reflect 5. Yeah, that's definitely the upgrade. And yeah, I think we probably cut Thorn Whip now. That I don't think it's necessary. And I can't get to 0. It's a little unfortunate. Is that only to the first enemy? I thought that was to any enemy. Oh, it is to the first. Oh, it's a strike. It's not a spell. I don't know why I thought it was a spell. Let's get that. We could pop you. And then taunt, which is probably gonna be like more powerful, but only if you survive, and you didn't. So, haha. Counterattack. Yeah, definitely enjoying having that extra, whatchamacallit? The extra reflect. It's nice. I think getting access to Purity is probably important. We haven't gotten any cleanse either. The Impale doesn't do a ton for us right now. It does potentially up the amount of Shocked. Although the Cultivate is also nice. I don't think I'm going to cut stuff. I tend to be pretty leery about cutting things because I'm lazy. This is a bad enemy to taunt a lot of the time, unfortunately. Especially because we didn't have any real benefit to doing that, because we didn't have a counterattack or anything. So we can get more shield up. Blow you up, which doesn't do a ton for us, but I mean, it doesn't do nothing. Alright. We can draw a card. Energy into energy, which means that now we supercharge. Alright. Do I want to get the shock out? Yes. I think so. And whoomp works out perfectly. We end up at exactly as much shield as we can carry between turns. So we do actually want to be supercharged when we use this, because supercharge increases the amount of arcane we would output, which will mean that we'll be able to not actually quite get where we want to be, but it's fine. Should have done this first because that will... Oh, it does actually as much as we can get to. It's fine. Everything's fine. I can do math. I can count. Everything's great. Toughness is great. We're absolutely taking tough. Yes, the endure is also good, but toughness is just so good. Tesla coil is fine. The others are also pretty marginal. I guess we take the Tesla coil. Yeah. Investigate. Upgrade a common card. I think we start upgrading our guardian tactics or the blinding shield. Upgrade the blinding shield so we just get more weak out. We probably want to upgrade the careless defense at some point. The more defense it generates, the better. This is a fight that is probably the hardest of the boss fights for us, because it just does not play to our strengths at all. We don't have great ways to deal with this incoming, because the poison we can't counterattack. We can only counterattack attacks. So we'll be relying a lot more on like the supercharge, because we can get extra damage out while we are supercharged. And I can just blow you up. Blow you up real good. Especially because I didn't end up getting any cleanse cards in this particular run to start with. Can apply weak. Sure, do that shield. And yeah, we have a lot of poison on us, which is just how this fight is going to go. Fortunately, it looks like we basically have the front one dead, so that's one less problem. We can enter supercharge again, which we want to do. Do that. Do that. And then we do want shield, because we need to deal with all this poison. okay with paying that. Yeah, because we got this tough in here, so that's fine. Alright, we can't hit our energy count, unfortunately. But we can blow you up. But we can't really afford to play that. Take a small amount of damage here. All of that poison. Yeah, like this fight, technically, the attack matters, but it's almost entirely about managing. So the question is, do I want to get this shield up? Or do I want to get the extra? I'll just get the shield up. And we'll go into supercharge mode. Alright, and then we didn't get anything. It's fine. We'll toughen to get our health back, and then just get the kill. Okay, so we didn't end up losing any health there, which, honestly, way better than I expected that to go. Forbidden Rites or the Elemental Barrier. I do like Elemental Barrier. I think I want the Forbidden Rites a little bit more. I do need more card draw at some point. I could upgrade the mana font, but I don't think it's enough card draw to justify itself. And I like getting more Reflect up always. And I could cut something, but I don't want to. I should have upgraded the Careless Defense. I always am playing too quickly. I would love to see this Pulverize. See where that gets me. Okay, so you go womp womp. I need a little bit of energy. This is really going to blow you up. I can trigger this here. Doesn't really do a ton to me. Okay. That actually ends up working out. Oh no! I have been betrayed by my previous decisions. What a surprise. Because I needed one more energy in order for that to actually give me shield. Because I upgraded it. So unfortunately we are going to explode here. A little annoying. It's going to ruin our perfect block. But we do get the freeze off from the frost barrier, which is, you know, a nice consolation prize. Yeah, that seems okay. And this will get us to kill. And we passed it. Now we just have to kill this jerk. And we just, the turn that we froze out was the turn where it would have normally done Arcane Link. So dodging that is nice. Turn that into shield. The reason I'm not using this is that I don't really need to fight the shade right now. Maybe you don't not need to fight the shade. Because yes, like shade just explodes, which means it just gets the damage we need. I could have played the Harvest if I was paying attention, but of course paying attention. We could take the Mystic Ritual. We don't have any ways to cleanse that off though. I'll just take the Trial by Fire. We aren't doing any critical hits, so that's nice. This may actually be worthwhile. Especially since I cut the War Cry, so like criticals are really not a thing on the table. Okay, so that's happening at some point this turn, so it may as well happen now. Question becomes, do I want to use this turn? I think the answer is I don't need to, so I'm not going to. I could be wrong though. Yeah, because I don't have enough Reflect set up yet that I really want to do that. I'm already saving a little bit of mana between the turns, so it's less of an immediate concern. Okay. Let's... I think this kills you. Or it kills you, rather. Yeah. Alright, I don't think I want to stay in supercharge for long. Yeah, but I do want to get my counterattack up. And let's do that. And we're good to go for supercharge for next turn. Explode again. Get the freeze again. At full health. So we're clear to do that. Easy. Yeah, take more card draw. So this one, the fact that we don't have any ways to cleanse or set up purity could be a problem. Because we may actually get frozen here. See what we draw. That's what that's for. Supercharge. I could do that, but I think I'd rather just do that. Okay. Everything is fine. Blow you up twice, which is going to super shock the front enemy, which is actually not the most useful thing, but we can go womp womp. Do we need to deal with... Okay, so it's a 8x2 right now. Because it gets more powerful over the stages. But I think we can deal with that. Oh, it's actually 2x2 because that was before it took into account the -2 from the this thing. Goodbye. Thank you for playing. Alright, that all went well, I would say. There's my calculated deception. I think these are actually a little bit easier to fight than the arcane ones, especially with whatever we got going on. Yeah, let's just pop you. I don't think I want to deal with a shade because I'm not getting any counterattack. I don't have any reflect or counterattack up, so and I was already at nearly max mana, so there was no benefit there. Okay. That. Okay, and now we'll supercharge. Let's have you punch yourself. Get us that kill. And now you'll just die all the way. Yeah, we'll just transform that. Yep. Play that. Draw more cards. Do that. Kind of looking for just wait into the fight this turn, but oh, wrong button. This should do it. Supercharge just being a break glass in case of emergency way to get a little bit of extra damage out is very nice. This is bad. This is bad. That's bad. It's all bad. I mean, it's not bad. It's just the two of them were worse than what we had, I think. This can probably go at some point. This can probably go at some point, but whatever. All right. Let's see. I do want to pop off one of these plated stacks. So this is one of the fun tricks with calculated deception, is that if you use your last mana to play it, you can then immediately turn around and use that mana on, or use the charge up generated by the level 1 in order to turn into the thingamajig. You know, the who's what. Alright, let's... Actually, I don't need this shield. Let's just do this. Which means I get more 2 cards. drop out of supercharged. That's just going to give me 2 mana because there's no room to summon our friend. Let's give the weak out. Go ahead and do the bombing. And taunt. Actually, okay doing this because we have this. I was not thinking. So we can't make use of the Mighty, but we can make use of this counterattack for quite a few points of damage. Sure, we'll supercharge. Unfortunately, we can't. Oh, yes, we can. Just kidding. We have that kill. Of course we do. And there we go. Let's go. I could summon a friend. Sure. Why not? It doesn't benefit me at all to summon my friend, but I wanted to, so I did. Blow you up. Yeah, transform that. Finish that kill off. And then this actually should get us this kill. We could have just ended turn and want to be a counterattack, but where's the fun in that? Yeah, Pulverize seems fun. It is a lot of damage. This also seems very good. We can upgrade our Pulverize to make it do even more damage, which seems like fun. I don't really have any cuts. Moving on. And yeah, I would love to be able to get some Aegis, a Gleaming Aegis, especially before this particular boss. Okay, so pop you, which is going to get us some sturdy. That gets us some sturdy. I thought I had a little bit more mana. It's fine. Okay. I can even get Mighty first. But I think I would rather play this than that. Because I want to get... actually, I can do this for the more reflect, because I don't actually need the shield this turn. And these guys aren't actually doing any proper attacks. Anyway, so that was Pulverize doing a pretty good amount of damage. Alright. I might just transform one of these Voltaic Surges. Just go ahead and get value going. Alright. Fortunately, we explode here, and we're going to explode again. But we're going to get a kill first. Hey, we only exploded twice. Okay, so the trick here is that if we were to use this Forbidden Rites, it's going to spawn the Shade behind, which isn't great for us. So we may not do that. But we also might, because I'm an absolute mad lad who is bad at making responsible decisions. So, let's see. First up, let's nuke you. Going to get a couple shocks. And then, yeah, I guess we're summoning a Shade. It'll die to the counterattack, it's fine. Or it'll die now. If you goad something that is frozen, it doesn't do anything. Which is pretty convenient if you're trying to do nonsense. Alright, we can transform that. And just go bonk into bonk. Easy. So, not having Gleaming Aegis going into this this boss fight could be could make for a rough time. I do want a second Careless Defense. I don't want it necessarily against this boss, but I do want it. And I think we're moving on. So, yeah, this boss fight I'm a little bit worried about, since we won't have access to the thing that I want. The purity much. We have a little bit, a very small amount, but not enough to really work with. We do have that extra shock, so that helps from the... By extra shock, I mean we have the extra shock maximum. Let's blow you up. Get that. And draw cards. Alright. And we did not find Pulverize yet. We need more card draw. Always more card draw. It's turn 1 we only saw 12 cards. Which is not good enough. Alright, got some Mighty up. So, this is actually a little bit more risky because of these particular enemies, because they have pack tactics. So summoning more friends for them is dangerous. Let's see what that draws us. Sure, that seems nice. But we're already tough. Screw it. It's fine. It doesn't matter if you summon them new friends if they're going to die to the counterattack anyway. It's just logic. And there's one down now. Yeah. You die to counterattack, you die to counterattack. Unfortunately, if they don't actually get to take all their attacks, the game doesn't think that we fully blocked the attack. Which is unfortunate. Again, that's a thing that will get patched. Thing about beta versions, you get to see all the bugs. But yeah, there we go. There's a little bit more purity. I think we need it for this upcoming fight, because if we get shocked, it can be very bad. Neither of these seems amazing. I don't think we want to lose the max health, or sorry, the max shield, and we don't have any spells. Just take the Void Hood. Okay. There's some purity. Oh, I'm a dummy, and we wasted it immediately, because I'm very clever. I'm just the cleverest. We're going to do this so that we don't accidentally hit this guy and hit the shock barrier. Which, probably not necessary, but it makes me feel clever, so I did it. So we could get another purity if I transform one of these cards, but I don't know that I want to. Because I don't really want to get rid of a mana card, I think. Okay, so you're going to die, or just get close, I guess. Get the counterattack. Okay. So, that. You actually can't afford to do this. So, let's go into Supercharge. Let's draw some cards. Yeah. That was very funny to me. Let's blow up, which should go pop and pop. And now the shock barrier is down. And we can use this. Okay. I think... Bonk bonk. I'm deciding what I want to get rid of out of the deck. I think we do this into that, into that. That actually does shock us, which is unfortunate. But we have enough shield that we don't actually die, which is nice. Not dying is much better than dying. It's true. I looked it up. I ran the numbers. so we could supercharge here, which would make this do just a phenomenal amount of damage. I want to draw more cards though. I also do need shield, but I can use that to get it afterwards, so it'll be fine. Will we have the mana? No, because it doesn't work out. Okay, change plans, we're doing that. And we're going to use this to get a big amount of shield. And we're not actually just going to get full damage out of it. Sometimes sacrifices have to be made. Unfortunately, we also have now tripped the extra shock that gets set up eventually. Sorry, the extra plated, which is kind of annoying, but we should still be fine. That doesn't get us into trouble. Oh, we can play that and fairly safely, which is nice. Supercharge. Kill the front one. This is unfortunate. Oh, I think this actually works out for us. Yeah, because the shock doesn't actually come through until the end of the action. So that works out the way we want it to, even though it doesn't necessarily make a ton of intuitive sense. You get frozen, so you cannot shock us, which we are very happy with. Take away one of the plated, which we're also very happy with. Yeah. So yeah, the goat strategy is kind of weird, but when it works, it's nice. And that is lethal. 142 shield. Nice. Nice, nice. Okay, dragon form is great. We do really want that sanctity. We don't have other cleanse, do we? No, I think we have to take the sanctity. As much as I would really like this dragon form, I don't think I can justify it. I think we need that sanctity too much. I think we probably even upgrade it. Or do I finally upgrade one of these careless defenses? Did we pick up a second barbed? No, I just thought we did. We were just offered one and we didn't take it. Alright, we're going to actually upgrade that. Make sure it's still relevant going into this area. Okay. Which enemies do we attack? I want to fight these dorks, I think. And I want to fight that dork, definitely. So yeah, we are going to go through... This fight can be tricky, because these dorks can be jerks. But we'll figure out a way through. I think I want to do this. I can put that into that for quite a lot of damage. Into that. We aren't supercharged, which means we don't get max value out of doing that. But that's pretty nice. So, oh, we lost. We were one shield off. We are going to use that, so we want to get the weak out on it. These cards that are generated are very annoying. Let's see what you're going to do to me. Also, you'll notice that these guys now have a lot more shield than they did, or a lot more health than it did. Do I want to draw more cards? Yes. I'm going to blow you up and set up more reflect. that again. And still taking all of that poison damage. Absolutely cannot afford to taunt right now. But, sure, we'll do that. It does mean we get pretty poisoned, but we get pretty shielded as well. And we're just going to freeze ourselves here. We're going to draw a bunch of those this turn. Okay, fortunately, we saw the Calculated Deception in the deck, which is nice. Because one of the other nice things about Calculated Deception is that it lets us get rid of things like that. This isn't the most useful thing, but it's fine. Let's blow up the poison, whatever. Get a little bit of damage out. Get the counterattack. And we're going to supercharge. For value. Because that's going to get us the kill. Okay, Hunter's Focus is good. It's just extra mana. Quicksort is also good, but I think having an odd number of mana actually can help us for figuring out math to get to 0 sometimes. And it's obviously just a bigger number, which is good. But yeah, like here. Okay, no, actually what we're going to do is we're going to toughen, and then we're going to do that. So we get the mighty bonus. Okay. Bonk, bonk. Should draw. Okay. That's kind of awkward timing there. Do we want to drop out of super? Yeah, we'll just go ahead and drop out of supercharge. Stealing our mana is incredibly rude. Do we draw cards, or do we just go with the safe play of setting up a bunch of counters? I think we just set up a bunch of counterattackers to be safe. Haha. Gonna summon a friend again. I don't care if it's the correct play or not. We're doing it. I realize I'm aiding and abetting the theft of my own mana, but minor details. Get rid of our other purity stack. Bonk. Supercharge. That should be lethal. And it got us 80 damage with one card. Yeah. Goading Bolt's not bad, but I think we just want more Reflect. That's amazing. Love to see it. Purity buff is nice. That's annoying, but what are you gonna do? And then we can just bait you into taking some damage. Unfortunately, we aren't going to get the full amount of counterattacks, so we just ran out of counterattack juice. Because we do actually have to generate the counterattacks. We have to spend all of it on this. Yeah, it's fine. I don't even know why I did that. Guess it let me draw one more card. Draw more cards. Oh, you have, yeah. That one has built-in good, basically. If we draw too many cards, it decides to put the brakes on the fun. I we can draw better cards. I don't need to use this just yet. We can keep drawing cards. That will bait this into attacking us again. That's fine. Oh, and now we're weak is the unfortunate thing. Okay, well. Huh. Okay, so that was the same action that generated both those debuffs. Well, I guess it actually does just generate a random debuff when that trips. Interesting. That's from that. Oh. That's annoying. More shield. Oh, so we have to trigger that one, which we don't really want to do. So I think we will... I also don't want to use that, because I don't want to... That seems fine. Yeah, I don't really want to trip that. So I guess we're just going to end turn, because we're already... Actually, am I fine with spending... playing this? I think so. Bonk, bonk, bonk. And we unfortunately do take some damage there, but I was not paying enough attention. I know you guys are stunned. Okay, so that would be just enough to get one explosion out. Do it. Pops off one of those plated stacks at least. There are 4 mana cards there. I don't really have anything to cleanse. I could get another purity up. I don't have any purity right now. I think I just want to get more purity up. As much as I want to pulverize. We have a slight amount of tough here, by the way. Just a couple extra toughs. 1 or 2. Then I didn't need to play that yet. Whoops. It's fine. We get more counterattack. Alright. Just need even more reflect. We are not at enough reflect yet. Enough reflect is here defined as so much reflect that we would just immediately kill on taunt. Oh, we can only taunt that one anyway, which is unfortunate. We can pulverize you though. Now we have plenty of shield. Don't love going boom. Yeah, the protector fight can be a little bit annoying because of this thing where it just doesn't attack that often. Sure. But when it does attack, we can punish it. And then we can explode. Whoop. Rude. So this will blow us up, but it means that we get to... So I guess we do that first. Just get the protection. We pulverize. Oh, actually, I wasn't thinking because that meant that we didn't get the shock damage out. Alas. We don't quite explode here. We get very close, but we don't actually explode. Do I need to? Sure, why not? Like, what's the worst that could happen? There's basically no downsides to summoning Trumps to have die. Okay, there we go. That'll get us there. And without taking any damage total. We'll take either of the cards here. That one's good. These are slightly less annoying. Okay. Wow. Suppose that actually works out. Let's draw some cards. Hey, we can do this. Let's start by taunting you. And then punch. Easy 80 damage. Get frozen. Supercharge. Alright. We can actually do this just to get the... Losing what? Alright. Shield back. Just to get the shocked off, but I guess... Oh, I used the shock. That was what. I was trying to figure out what shock went. And bonk. People. Okay. I don't think we want Goading Stare. I think it's a little too risky at this point. Especially against, like, Hunter's Focus is just solid. Well, I say that. Who's our boss? Okay, Ma. Yeah, against Ma. Or, sorry, against Baelator. I think against Baelator we don't quite want to risk the Goading. This is actually very funny with Forbidden Rites. So, we summon Spirit. So, we have Ancient Statuette. So, because I didn't pause on it, Ancient Statuette is powerful gained after kill. +1. So... Every time we summon a poor friend that we murder, we get value. Yeah, unfortunately, there's no space for it right now. Let's go ahead and supercharge. Right. I don't really want to use that right now. I do want to use that though. Okay, so we get slightly cursed, but only slightly. We're probably going to get more cursed here because we're probably going to end up taunting you for value. Look at all that value. Even though it means that we get even more cursed. Should we draw? Sure, that'll work. And we can delete this, which will get rid of all of our curse. Problem solved. Not quite all of it, but a lot of it. Yeah. Sanctity makes this fight much safer. Let's go ahead and do that. And we can just pulverize. Just gonna do a good amount of damage. And I believe we now have a lethal via counterattack. Alright. We have as much time as we want to... I should have played that first, but, you know, timing is difficult. Sure. Set ourselves on fire. Bonk, bonk. So, Baelator is basically the only thing left in the run that kind of scares me a little bit. I'm not hugely afraid, but if anything in the run, it is a thing that can actually potentially pose a threat. Although the fact that we do get to come in with tough helps a lot with mitigating the biggest risks there. so you're going to do nothing. And you're going to do nothing. We're just going to sit here doing stuff. Hey, pulverize. That'll work. Hey, because we have the level 10 passive, we do even more damage as we get more shield. Which I keep forgetting about. Okay, we aren't going to gamble. Barrier seems okay against Baelator. Forbidden Rite seems actually very good to have a second of now that we have the statue. Sanctity Plus is less important against Baelator. Calculated Deception is kind of nice. Careless Defense Upgrade is going to be important if we want to be able to use it against Baelator. I don't think there's any cuts here still. I can see an argument for cutting some of the stuff, but... Okay, we're going to go here. We want to get... Prismatic Shield is fine. Clear Focus is solid. I say fine, like it's not just a pretty great card overall. So, let's draw cards. This also has the benefit of just chewing through all of that evasion, which is fun. Bite. All your evasion is gone. You weren't actually using it, right? Oh yeah, and then the other thing that I keep forgetting is that we have damage taken by attacks -3, which has been hugely helpful here. And I haven't really commented on it. Also, we managed to get enough purity because we have the temporary purity buff, and then we got a little bit more, so that they weren't able to set us on fire, which is nice. Must have been nice having evasion. Yeah, let's draw it. And... yeah, sure. And more counterattack. Look at these dumb birds. Look at these dumb birds. Like that, so we don't lose it to the overdraw. Oh, I should have saved one of them to transform, but alas. Get out of here. That's actually guaranteed to get me mana. So that seems nice. I will end up with an extra card in hand from that, so we can do that first. Because the card in hand is this charge up. Alright. Transform the charge up. Get another charge up. Okay. We now have a friend. Oh, I did not quite get that kill. It's fine. We're going to get the kill here. Yeah, so they tried to trigger all the burn on us, but we just only had one burn, so it didn't matter. Which is very funny to me. It seems like it's pulverizing time again. Let's start by blowing you up. And then I think I do actually want to be supercharged for this, because I do actually want to get advantage of all of this extra damage. And then... lots of shield. Have a nice day. Yeah, all of that evasion that you're trying to gain is not going to help you. Just get punked. Just get dunked on. And yeah, we have 4 powerful at this point from getting killed. Bonkety bonkety bonk. That doesn't do anything for us. We don't have any burn. Goading Bolt seems risky against Baelator. That seems more fun. We can't really use it, but we can't use the other halves of it, but it's fine anyway. None of that does anything for us. Oh no, I should have taken the flask just to try and clean off Baelator's purity stack quickly. Draw some cards. transform the charge up. We don't get the temporary powerful. And that's on. Okay, we're gonna have all of our mana stolen. Very rude. But we're gonna do some damage back, which is nice. And unfortunately, we are out of counterattack. We didn't have enough. I think we're going to trigger you. Yeah. Alright, let's do that before we enter supercharge. Should have done that first so I could counterattack, but, you know, planning, not my strong suit. We're going to do this to get rid of one of those stacks, because now we want to do this, which should go with, yeah, one of the plated. We leave that mode. And let me think. Do I just go ahead and use this? Yeah. So you die. You don't die, but you don't accomplish anything. Then you set up buffs on the ones that remain. Summon a new friend. Alright, and then there was one. Whoop. Sure, summon another friend. We will supercharge again. Absolutely love to blow you up. And just end turn. Okay. Alright. And that should get me the kill. Alright. So there you go. Do I want another clear focus, or do I want to reroll for the shield? I'm just another clear focus. Okay. Go to this fight. These jerk. This jerk. Doesn't make the fight really difficult. It just makes the fight a bit more annoying. I would like to get this purity up, but unfortunately I lost. Oh, there we go. The nice thing is, because we forced it to attack, it is no longer hidden. I think summoning 2 Forbidden Spirits may be a bit too risky, especially when we already are over on mana. I didn't really need to do that either, but I wanted to, so I did. Also, it's one of those things where, like, once the enemy has lethal, there's not much of a penalty for giving them more lethal. Just do that into that in the turn. Alright. Can I get this kill without using the pulverize? Yes. Yeah. Which is important, because it means that now I can use the pulverize here. And I can draw more cards, but let's just pulverize. Even more energy. I can draw cards. It gives me more poison. And it's fine. And then, yeah. See what we draw. If we can find the pulverize again, it will just win us the game outright, I think. Transform that. Fortunately, we are now out of... No, this should be a skill anyway. So we are now out of shock stacks, but we're fine. Okay. Dead of Night is not actually good. Take another guarding tactics. I don't want to deal with all this nonsense. This fight looks much more chill. I kind of sequenced this wrong, so I'm not going to be able to. And right. I'm not going to be able to use this roll of recall, so didn't get a ton of value there, but it's fine. I also didn't lose a ton of value there. I was just thinking, I'm not sure I want to play that. And then my brain was just like, no, you're going to play it. You're going to play it right now. So I guess we're playing it right now. Okay, try and get some of that up. Supercharge. And... I can... There we go. I miscalculated slightly. It's fine. Alright, and we don't get the... whatever it was that thing was doing because it froze before it could do the thing. That's kind of the only bit. Anyway. Let's go by week. I could convert this, but it probably won't do anything. Bonk. Alright, just going great. Could not be going better. And let's pulverize. I think we froze out the curse turn, which is the best turn to freeze out. Should we draw? Okay. Yep, let's do this. We get the extra damage from blowing up a shocked enemy. And we just killed a shocked enemy. It's pretty good. Plate is not great against the Baelator. Is this the last fight? Yeah. Do we reroll? What would I even be looking for here? I just take the mana. That is more weak. We don't really care about the hidden, and we'll often want to actively lose hidden, but it seems fine for now. We'll use the rerolls here. That's obviously terrible. This doesn't seem amazing. That's marginally more valuable, because we don't have any spells, so I think. I don't remember if we picked up any. Oh, right, we have them from Calculated Deception, but that's it. Okay, so what am I cutting? I don't know. I probably should cut some stuff, but cutting requires thinking, and thinking is hard. That's my motto. Just get a temporary buff. See if we can get another temporary buff. Can we get a temporary buff that's not... it's not the one we have? That seems like a good panic button. That seems more valuable than... that. Okay, at that point, I am going to cut one of these. if we've reduced our shock. Well, it shouldn't matter, but anyway, let's go. So yeah, being tough is nice. Transform that. So that isn't actually going to get me any shield, unfortunately. I think I might just blow you up to deal with one of those purity stacks. Yeah, that's great to see. Initial powerful is nice. And that gets us lots of shield. Get dunked on. Okay. We don't really want to bait this particular attack, I think. Like, we can, but it doesn't seem the smartest thing we could do. Let's get shield. See, this is why you're here. Because we can taunt you, no problem. Still haven't gotten through all of that purity. Something new. Alright. Taunt you. Alright. We get one of these debuffs. Frail or vulnerable. Oh, weak. Okay, it's vulnerable and weak, I guess. I thought frail was one of them, but it's not. Absolutely transform that. Get hidden. Leave hidden. We can't evade anyway. This might actually be worth it. Pitch those. Draw more cards. Get more shield. It's not enough shield, but it's more shield. Really would love to find one of the weak sources in the deck. That's not any of the weak sources. What is that? Oh, we got enough shield somewhere in there. I wasn't paying attention. It all worked out. Fine with that. Pulverize. Also fine with this. We draw here. Okay. I was hoping to get whatever up, but it's not going to happen. All right. So we are now up to 4 powerful, which is our spirit kill count, because we're jerks. Thank you. Yeah, we don't even need to do that. And we're up to 24, whatever. Okay. Okay. I could goad the Bailator here, but it doesn't actually do anything for me, whereas goading that does, kind of. Sure. I don't even know why I did that. It doesn't even really benefit me. I just wanted to. Freeze. Doesn't matter. Funk. Oh, rude. Actually look at doing damage to me. Well, supercharge. Oh, we can just pulverize. Thank you for playing. Your services are no longer needed. Goodbye. So yeah, that is Goad Paladin. That is how Goad Paladin works. We'll see what happens next patch. Paladin changes every patch right now because we are still trying to figure out what exactly Paladin's deal is going to be. So probably some of these cards are changing, but that's how you do. See you guys next time. Bye-bye. Oh, I like to show this first, unless we have a new XP icon. And yeah, that is actually the end. Toodles.